Hey, hello everyone. How's it going today? What's going on? How you doing? Hope you're doing good. And, my name is Michael Tomlinson. I am an American Tear. Today is August the 23rd, 2023. And it's a nice day. It's beautiful. It's overcast. And I was just out for just a little bit. And I was able to enjoy that aspect of it all. Just a little bit of nice weather because it was just a cool day for summertime. So definitely hope you're having a nice day like that today. Yep. Oh boy, how do I even talk about this? Because it's kind of my own personal journey too. But I don't really want to get into the whole storyline like like this is my testimonial kind of like talk again, where I'm just talking and comparing my life with how I've become a better individual, or just really it's all about becoming a good American cheer so we can be examples for others. And that's the solution. That is part of the solution. In fact, that might just be the overall solution. It's so simple and it's in front of us that we just can't even see it. And I understand that. Every day we have to experience that and make decisions. And that's kind of like where I'm coming to. It's like making decisions or making the not so right decisions at the wrong time. So it just kind of doesn't really come together in the way we would like it to. In fact, I don't, something about text messaging too that really miscommunicates what's going on. So I realized this morning that I really just had to get on the phone and talk, and that my text message and receiving it from another individual, was just going down the wrong path. And I mean, once the story and the puzzle start to unfold in front of me, I started to try to I guess to fix it, rectify it, or not even do that. What I was doing was coming up with some kind of workable option solution, because obviously what was going on, we had two different things going on, and plus life was in the way, so it was making it difficult for us just to kind of meet up, because of my work and her work and the schedule, and the timing was so off, that it created for just a miscommunication. Yeah, that's tough, man. Communication and domains of communication is what it breaks down to. It's like so the closer and more love we have in our life, kind of opens up the doors for all domains. When you have a significant other in your life, it's not just certain conversations. It's like all conversations. So, as American Tears, and I've done this in the past too. Sometimes we hit a point, and if it's still going on when we hit that point of realizing that it can be resolved with options and with love in a different way. We just need to communicate that. But by that point, everyone's emotions already have heightened, to a point to where I don't even know if people won't even hear about options and solutions. But that's probably the only best way to come up with options and solutions is right in the midst of something going on. When I really, like this morning, had to really think things over really fast, process it, try to understand it and realize that this whole text communication thing was messing things up because I wasn't communicating, and we could have communicated about this in a much better way. Not that anyone was against talking on the phone. I don't even know why we started engaging in the text message thing, because I'm normally not even like that anyways. And now I understand why I'm not, because things can get so crazy weird with uh that kind of communication. At least for me, I have to really, just talk, get it out on the table, lay it out really fast. It's text communication is good for just small things like I'm on my way. I'll be there at this time, or I'll, doing that. But it's not for a conversation at all. I don't think we should be having conversations through text. We all need to just step up and just talk and have a conversation. And I think that will help all of us as American Jews to even unite even stronger if we actually have a conversation. And it doesn't have to be face to face, doesn't have to be Zoom, doesn't have to be on the internet. It's just a voice conversation. And so we're always on the same page, no doubt. And if you ever find yourself in a situation where emotions are running a little bit high and there's definitely something not right, and it's not right, and once you realize it's not right, try to fix it. That's what I do. I just jump in there and just throw myself back in the mix to look for better options, because I'm looking for better options, looking for a way to resolve even my personal life, because it just happens, life, with options in love. So that way, we don't always have to think there's just one way. And it just starts becoming ultimatums like, well, it's my way or no way, or it's my way or this is gonna happen, and that's again, it's just miscommunication, and as American Jews, we got to communicate. I don't want to say we got to communicate better, because I'm not saying that we're miscommunicating right now at all. So, if anything, in the future, we can sense that there's something happening and there is a miscommunication. We got to resolve that as soon as possible. Because we're all humans, and we all going to react differently. So we can't expect people to react in a way that we want them to. Sometimes it's just not going to happen, and it's going to just make everyone disappointed, and discommunication or miscommunication starts to come into play. And then things are before you know it's heightened. And people are saying and doing things that are just out of control. Out of control. And that's not even a good, that's just a horrible place to be, actually. It's not, I'm not going to say it's not a good place to be. It's just a horrible place to be. It takes up energy. It takes up time. The emotions are just draining. So it takes a lot um, of to give it a lot of energy we have to put toward um, things that could have been done just in a simple way. And American Cheerway's the way I see it, because once we catch on to, like me, once you see what's going on, then we like me, got to start to try to fix it as soon as we can. And I know in the past I've noticed things going wrong, but that's because other people, it wasn't a miscommunication thing. It was just, I was just allowing haters to be haters, and I don't want to try to even communicate with them. It's not even worth it, but if you're, well, I'm, talking about an actual personal relationship with people, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, family members. It doesn't really matter, but that kind of closeness, your best friend, that because we don't want those relationships to fall apart, and sometimes they do because of a small miscommunication. Ugh, what a bummer. And you would think, since we're all like grown adults, that we wouldn't let that get in the way. But it does. Even with me, I'm human. Things affect me. And I'm sure, just like everyone else, everyone gets affected too. In their own way, different situation, different circumstances. Of course, it's not exactly what I'm gone through. But just, we just make it right. I mean, that's about all. I just want to let that subject kind of go because we really just want to end it with, what it is to be an American Tier, what it's like to communicate properly in all channels and all areas of our life so we can start to build unity. Just, and that sense of catching something and trying to, and putting in a loving option to fix it, it's a good thing to do too. It's a good habit. It's a good way to think because once, there's not only just one way of doing it. We have options, but sometimes we let our emotions get in the way and it gets so heightened that we can't even see those options. We have to, it takes a little while. So you got to be patient. You got to take a deep breath, look at it, understand it, and communicate whatever it maybe is, to the right person in order to start to resolve it. It's and out of a lot of things we talked about, that is what I'm just talking about right now. That's a hard one. That's a hard thing. It's even hard for me. It's hard for everyone. And no wonder we are so divided. That might be at some core of miscommunication that's created like massive division. And it was just a little miscommunication. That's sad. That is really too bad. I'm just like thinking out loud right now if that's the case because there's always options, there's always solutions, and there's a way to do things differently, and as far as like the system and that we're living in, that's the way, and the way it's set up too. I mean, that can also jump into, miscommunication with our politicians or miscommunication with just all the corporations just acting out on their own. So, and we're, those issues, that part of the, with the policy and government and corporations and other institutions have involvement, create confusion. So it's just hard to communicate because people are always miscommunicating because there's such a gray area of confusion that's thrown in the mix. And that's a whole different issue. It's a whole different subject, actually. But on a personal level, in life, as Americaneers, we just got, what it comes down to, and the best way to solve miscommunication is when we see it, fix it. Just fix it. Or attempt to. Because by that point, it may not be unfixable, to be honest with you. It just may be out of control. It may only take a couple of text messages, and it's gone. It's already started. It's already out of control. And the conversation is probably just not going to happen, Sometimes we'll just get ghosted. People will just ghost each other and not even deal with it. Not even deal with communication when we should be dealing with it by communicating with each other. And because that is part of unifying. And it's not just being unified or united as Americaneers. That is just life to me. It's just regular nuts and bolts and the glory and the guts of communication. It's to actually communicate. So we can't be sidestepping communicating with each other and letting things get miscommunicated and then not try to fix it. Or try to fix it to the same method it became miscommunicated and start to send different texts and longer texts, without, and then that just compounds everything that was already being said, because that kind of created the issue to begin with. And so stop working with that. If it's not working, it's just not working. And there's more ways to communicate other than text. Yes, there is. I know. Smoke signals. That's a joke. I was going to make a whole, that's what we did back in my days, but, that's just a joke. But, we can, we just have to have, and other people have to have a voice and communicate in that sense too. Or if anything, attempt to, and if you get the voice message, just leave the option and solution in the voice option, in a voicemail box. Just say, hey, calling you. Let you know how I feel and what, I want things to end up well. And so, can we, plan A didn't work out, here's a plan B that just might work. And a plan C. And I'm open to a plan D, plan A, B, C, D, is that right? Yeah. For someone just to formulate and say, hey, I got a plan D instead. I don't have, some A, B, C, but I have a plan C, I guess is where I'm at. And so, but at least that's communicating, and that's building, and that's growing, and that is real life. And that's it. I feel like maybe this video is for myself. Maybe this is something. I'm going through this right now in the last 24 hours. And so I'm affected by it. What can I say? I'm human. I have emotions. I'm not going to, stand here and talk about, things that are already, that affect me too. And I'm sure it affects millions of Americans. So, that's why I say we got to unite, come together, and start to communicate in a better way. And communicate in a way that's not going to make us divide, create division. That's the worst thing the worst outcome that can come out of it. And that's just a horrible outcome. Just doesn't work. There's so many issues and so many people in our life where it just kind of doesn't work, and we just kind of let it go, and then we ghost each other, or I get ghosted, or it's just wow. We got to work through a lot of stuff and a lot of issues, and as we grow. I'm not going to say you got to work on it before we unify. No, we got to unite together first, and then start to grow and resolve what I'm talking about right now with the rest of Americans, and add to it, refine it, fine tune it, save America, reboot the system, change the system. Change our own lives, which is the best thing. It's like when our own personal lives start to change. Okay, well, hey, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I hope that helps. It definitely helped me, and I hope that helps you too. So don't give up. Always communicate. Okay? Do not give up. Communicate. Peace. Love. We'll talk later.